Welcome to Sydney Olympic Park Hockey Centre for the Premier League 2 Grand Final between Sutherland and Briars. We pre-recorded some interviews with the coaches from both teams, and we'll throw firstly to the Sutherland coach, who we spoke with yesterday afternoon.
Hi, I'm here with second grade coach of Sutherland, John Cowan. John, finished up first overall for the year. What do you put it down to? What's the catalyst for your success?
Yes, it's been a really good year for us. We have an incredibly strong squad. We started out with 19 players who were vying for second grade positions. We eventually ended up with 15, mainly because not everyone's available every week, and the way the system works, they couldn't be eligible for third grade. So we're playing 15 tomorrow, but they're all very, very good players. And there's 10 players who played in last year's second grade grand final side, so there's a good nucleus and team spirit, and it's carried on this year. Yeah.
So when you talk about that side, the youth and the experience together combined, how does that work? Is there a predominant the older players taking care of the younger players? How do they cope together?
That has been one of the real challenges. We've got two New South Wales under 18 players, and the eldest player you'd be about 31. Our senior player, Shane Smith, who has been by far the best player at our team this year, he's won 2 first grade premierships in 2011 and 12, and it's been hard to actually get the young and the old together. The young ones don't always listen, but we've actually had lots of talking, and we're sort of got it pretty much together now. Yeah.
And so this Briars team you're coming up against this weekend, you've had 2 good results over them. Those previous meetings, what do you get out of that Briars team? How do you think you can get one up against them again to win the grand final?
Yeah, the scores are actually misleading. This second grade comp all year has been really, really strong, and while we've often won by 3 or 4 goals, it hasn't been a walkover by any means. Briars has always been strong in second grade the last 2 or 3 years. They're very tough opponents. Looking tomorrow, their style of attack is very much sort of breakaway, longish balls up front, so we'll be looking to try and mark well. And also, because they get a lot of men around the ball and work really hard, we'll be looking to try and move the ball about a bit and try and switch the ball from side to side. But grand finals are grand finals. There's no guarantees. The last 2 wins mean nothing. We both start out at 0-0 tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you, John, for your time, and good luck tomorrow for the game.
Okay, thank you very much.
So comments there from John Cowan, the Sutherland coach. Just 5 minutes away from the start of the PL2 Grand Final. We also had a chat with Lee Brady from Briars.
I'm here with the Briars striker Lee Brady. Lee, coming off a 2-1 win over Ryde on the weekend, going through to the grand final. Talk us through the best bits, the worst bits, and what you think you can improve on going into the grand final.
Well, obviously the best bit was winning. Anybody would tell you that every day of the week. But the match itself was very difficult. Ryde are a very structured team. They're going to come with a very clear-cut game plan. We found that on the field. At some stages through the game, we really struggled, and we needed to make sure that we pulled it together and held it there. I think our tenacity and our heart, whenever there's a 50-50 ball, whenever there was something available, we took advantage of it and really tried to get there. Some of the best bits, I reckon, were definitely the guys always putting in. It's just the amount of effort that my team does. It's amazing. I marvel at it every week, and I try and replicate what my other team members do. So we're hoping to replicate that heart this week. That heart is really what wins grand finals. If you put enough heart and effort into it, skill aside, you'll get there. You'll get there in the end.
And talking about that heart, obviously your side, the second grade side, had a great couple of years, made the prelim finals 4 years in a row. Finally get a go at the big shot this week. Coming into the game, what are your thoughts on it? How can you beat this dominant Sutherland side?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that thorn up. Yes, we've made the major semi for the last 4 years, and we didn't make the big show, so many commiserative beers we've had in the last 4 years. This year we're tasting the big show, which is great. Now Sutho are a very strong side, very physical. We like a bit of a physical match as well, which is good. So I feel out there it's going to be a real get that 50-50 ball. Whoever holds possession and really takes control of the game is really going to take the upper hand. I'm hoping that, look, our team, our average age is a lot older, and a lot of our guys have been in grand finals before. I feel that that experience will really allow us to take control of the game and then just really keep it calm and do what we need to do and execute the plan. And if we can put that huge amount of heart that the guys put in every week, I reckon that we'll get over the line.
Yeah, lovely. And I hear there's going to be a couple of global viewers, a couple of people overseas who are hopefully tuning in and watching our live stream. So any news for them or any comments for them?
Yeah, I'd like to have a bit of a shout out. We've got some people in Belgium. Oscar, our Belgium team member, asked me to say hello to you guys. So in Belgium, please, thank you very much for watching our game. We've also got some family members. I think we've got Canada, the USA, and a couple other people actually watching the game. So this is really good. We really appreciate you guys for putting this on. It's amazing what it's doing for the sport, and I think that it's really going to enhance how good hockey is, even just from a weekend level. And again, see you all out there this week, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Lee from Briars and Grade.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you to Dan for those interviews. Aaron Oman joining me here in commentary for this PL2 Grand Final. Aaron, your thoughts, having listened to Lee and to John, your thoughts on what to expect from this game?
Yeah, it's quite interesting actually, listening to the two coaches because, John spoke a lot about the youth of the Sutherland side, whereas Lee spoke about the fact that a lot of their side were a little bit older and that hopefully the matureness of their players will lead to more composure out on the field. He also spoke about a lot of sort of grit, determination. Sutho spoke about how deep their squad is, and you have to agree. I noticed that Shane Smith is playing for Sutherland, and he's an under-21 state player and not far off AHL in the last few years.
That's great. We'll have a look at the team list for the two teams, starting with Sutherland. So in goals, they've got Max Hughes, James O'Sullivan, David Hindmarsh, Brendan Sharp, Ethan Rowling, Michael Sharkey, Shane Smith, Ralph Prince, Christian Halliard, Zach Nierinen, Pat Everett, Adam Sullivan, Blake Sharp, Trent Smith and Ian McClune. Coached by John Cowan, manager Peter Krepp. And the Briars team. In goals, Andrew Borg, Jake Emer, Lane Carr, Adam Bannister, Blake Durant's captain, Ruben Corey, Chris Coombs, Peter Barber, Nick Candido, Darren Alsop, Michael Tran, Nathan Woolner, Lee Brady, Andrew White, Xavier Dow and Oscar Chi. The umpires for this game, Andrew Brown and Zeke Newman. So as I mentioned in our opening, coming to you live on Facebook out here at Sydney Olympic Park Hockey Centre. My name's Paul Economides, and on behalf of Living Sport Media and Sydney Hockey Association, we're very proud to be bringing you all the action from the 4 Premier League Grand Finals for 2016. During the year, these two teams met on 2 occasions. Back in round 5, it was a 4-2 victory to Sutherland, played at Sutherland. And in August, in round 14, it was a 4-1 victory to Sutherland, played at Sintra. Looking at the ladder, Sutherland were the minor premiers, with Briars coming in 3rd place. Briars winning their way through to the grand final in a very close game against Ryde last weekend in the grand final qualifier. Sutherland defeated Moorebank also in their grand final qualifier by 2-1 to reach the grand final. So I imagine there'll be a few nerves out there. Aaron, you've been involved with grand finals as a player and a coach. What would each team have gone through during the week?
Yeah, it's interesting when you look at once you get to 2nd and 1st grade and what the sides are going through. I would think Briars, knowing sort of the club and the group, the intensity certainly would have been up at training. A little bit the same from Sutherland. They've been in the grand final a number of times in 2nd grade with some of those players. James O'Sullivan at the back has been there a number of times. And I'm sure they'll be pumped to perform well today and basically take the intensity from training, etc., through the week into today's game.
Looks like we're ready for a start here. Zeke Newman blows a whistle and we're away. It's Briars focusing on a bit of possession to start around the back. Lee Braided a bit too close there, and that overhead was thrown. There's Michael Sharkey. It's a good crisp ball movement by Sutherland. It's a nice touch, Adam Bannister. On the run. Sorry, that was Peter Barber.
See so far both a lot more open than the two games beforehand. We might see some open play here and hopefully a fair bit of attack from both sides.
Trent Smith just productive run there for Sutherland. Just couldn't control that pass just inside the circle. Good ball in by Ralph Prince.
Having been involved in the Sydney competition a little bit in years past, there's a lot of players out here for both sides that have been involved in these first or second grade sides for Briars and Sutherland a lot the last 4 or 5 years. So I'm expecting, even though Sutherland were sort of runaway winners of the minor premiership, well, ahead of Briars anyway, but I still think it's going to be a tight tussle.
See a lot of good ball movement again by Sutherland, opening up the play as transfers are coming through quick and fast. And Trent Smith looking to make some dangerous leads along that back line. On the ball now. Draws a free hit. Shane Smith looking for a way forward. Well done, nice little chip pass from Lee Brady. Puts Briars into attack. Smith does well after giving away that turnovers, worked back well to pick up that ball. It was David Hindmarsh earning himself Sutherland a free hit. Lots of movement up front already, you can see, Aaron.
Yeah, a lot more movement, obviously, than in the 2 games so far that we've seen. And Briars' defensive group sort of working with them at the same time, so a lot of movement with the group, plenty of communication to pick those players up, still looking to man up, man-to-man a little bit there at the back rather than letting them zone mark.
Good pass in by Sharkey. His teammate wasn't able to control.
It's over.
Briars with a chance. Sutherland back in numbers. That's Darren Allsop doing very well for Briars. That's a great run.
Good run, well defended there by Sutherland.
Just couldn't finish it off by earning a result there in the circle, but he's carried that ball a good 50 yards. Good angled running. Just a note for those watching us on Facebook Live, please give us a comment. We'll give you a shout out if we can. Let us know where you're watching from. And if you've got Instagram, please follow us on that handle at hockey.sydney. All replays of goals and other exciting action we are posting during the day. So you can even go back and check out the goals from the earlier games today. That's hockey.sydney on Instagram. Chance for Briars.
A little bit isolated, work from the left half, dropping out so he can pick that ball up.
Adam Bannister just ran out of options, but did well to bring it to the left. Big press now on Sutherland defence. Going to make them earn it getting out from here. It's a clever ball. It's good skill, well umpired as well.
Yeah, great skill there, but David Hindmarsh being able to pick that up on the move. There's a bit of pressure coming in there from the Briars player up front, which almost led to the turnover, but clever out of the back from Smith.
That's him on the ball now.
Typically, James O'Sullivan on the ball there will play as the deep defender and often mark up quite tight.
It's Captain Blake Durrance for Briars, just composed on the ball, drew the foul. Back to Bannister now. Makes some space for himself when he eliminated that defender. Oh, here we go.
Certainly where he's a little bit dangerous, Bannister. He's played a lot further up the field in years past. So whilst he plays at the back, he's got an ability to sort of eliminate and move into that next line, and hopefully pick up a pass through the defence of O'Sullivan.
That was a good interception there. There's O'Sullivan turning defence into attack. Briars with a chance to reset. It's a good ball there to Barber. Picks it up again. Nice turn by Brady. Bit of a speculator into the circle.
Yeah, it was. It was a good turn, but the Sutherland defensive group quite strong, reasonably quick. Getting into good position there, so that if Brady's going to try and feed a ball through like that, it's got to be pretty spot on.
He was looking for Darren Alsop there, with just a couple of metres off where he needed to be. You just see from both teams a lot of movement off the ball is opening up some gaps for the defence and the midfield to look for their strikers.
More zone defence there from the front group of Briars, just sort of holding the space, trying to cut down the lines that they can throw to.
Oh, great searching pass there, just couldn't hang on to it. It was Trent Smith for Sutherland.
Nathan Woolman just need to be careful there for Briars, just got caught ball watching a little bit. Adam Bannister again in good position.
Sutherland forward again, through Smith. Ball closed down by Briars. Alsop working back.
Certainly the Sutherland defensive group looks quite strong, solid, plenty of communication. They all know what their role is. It's interesting to see they've conceded 24 goals in 17 games this year, so you definitely say that it's going to be tough for Briars to score and create many opportunities, so they're going to have to be good when they do get into that attacking third. It'll be interesting to see as the game goes on whether it stays tight like it is and the chances are few and far between for Briars, or whether they can sort of break this back four, back five group down a little bit.
It's been a pretty fast-paced opening 10 minutes. Neither team with any real opportunity so far, and possession pretty well shared. But no one's had any real clear chances and no shots on goal so far. Chance for Sutherland here. Gets it in the circle. A nice composed defence. Free hit for Bannister there.
Full. Yeah, both sides defensively quite strong centrally in the circle. I just think in this early stage, perhaps the opportunities may come from sort of driving the baseline, getting players down to the tee spot near the edge of the circle. I think that's going to be where the space may be created. And to do that, you really do have to build up the play, and at the moment, most of the play is being played in the middle third, really.
And neither team making any real inroads in that final third. All right, here comes Sutherland. There's Trent Smith there just looking for a foot. Well defended. Nice pressure from Brady. Almost forced a turnover.
Opportunity there if he played to his left wing early. That's where we're talking about, and then the ability may have been to drive the baseline. There's space there. Plays back on the inside quite well, but they've got numbers. They've got numbers. They're low. They're strong. They turn them over. I just think the opportunity is going to be. It's going to be tough once you get down to that baseline area, but that's I think where they're going to have to create.
And they've got a clean ball in the circle there, but onto a 4-stick. But again, the defence too strong, nice and low. No cheap corners. The defender managed to earn the free hit with the foot. There's a turnover from Bannister. Sutherland top of the circle, gets a shot away. First save for the keeper.
Yeah, good save by Borg there. He's sort of late to goalkeeping. He's actually played striker in first grade, and I think in seasons past he's actually played striker and goalkeeper in the same season in first grade. So fairly talented, bit of a goal sneak.
You know he's going to be replaying that bit where you just call him talented, right?
I know. He can be a bit of a pain too.
It's all right. It's all right. I don't think we're live. We can probably go back and edit that out. So that was a shot on goal from number 4 there from Sutherland, Brendan Sharp. As you said, well kept out by Andrew Borg. That was the first shot on goal, first clean shot on goal we've had to date. Neither team with a corner. In fact, both teams have some pretty well-drilled corner batteries, so we want to make sure that they don't give away any cheap corners.
It's good body position there. Zach Neerhinen, is that how you pronounce it?
Neerhinen, yep, Zach Neerhinen.
Yeah, it's good body position where he got to.
Made a nice
by
maze.
Blake Durrance, back to him. They're in behind here, leaves him behind.
He's calling for it.
Not sure that was the option.
He's gone for that reverse stick cross, which always very difficult to control, keep it flat, and often can go anywhere.
I probably would have liked to have seen Lee maybe make that lead a little earlier out to the outside. Shane Smith was able just to hold his line. As you can see here, he's just holding because Lee's just holding. I think if he just breaks to the left a little bit there, gets to the edge of the circle, Shane has to make a decision. And if he holds on the inside, Lee gets that ball unopposed inside the circle. It's a good skill.
Oh, that's a great ball. Finding Ian McClune in some space. Could have played on there. Zeke calls that back for dangerous. Good quick pass from Zach. Smith with a run out of the back. Quick pass into the circle. Nicely tidied up by the defence.
He's looked dangerous for them. His passing game's been very strong, Smith, and he's finding passes in there to pick up strikers on the move for the Sutherland side.
It's a good interception by Xavier Dow. Okay, we've got a quick report down from the sideline, and we'll just hold. Sutherland might be in with a chance here, and Bannister nice and composed. Durrance looking to get out of trouble. So Dan's down on the sideline. Come on in, Dan.
Yeah, thank you guys up there. Just had a look at the clock. 15 minutes already gone. It's been a quick start to the half here. It's good to see the differing tactics from both sides. I mean, both sides have made the grand final here. You can see Sutho obviously once the ball's broken down on one side of the pitch, they're using that midfield very well, and the fullbacks to switch it back to the other side and try and really shake this Briars defence. Briars playing one high striker, looking for that early release with Lee Brady, who we know is a very capable hockey player. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. 20 to go in the first half, and we'll check in at half time and see if anything's changed. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Dan. Oh, almost a good chance there for Sutherland. Ethan Rowling just couldn't find the handle on that. It was just bouncing through to him. If he managed to control that, would have had a good opportunity. Had quite a few players, teammates just in front of the goals there. Nice pass there from Smith. That's when those reverse stick flat passes look good. Here's a chance.
First time.
Well covered.
Well covered by Ball.
Yeah, I just had a good shot there. Was that number 8, Ralph Prince? Another shot coming. Oh, off the post. Not sure if Borg managed to deflect that onto the post there.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. He sort of moved late, but it was a great shot, as you see here. This is the first one, I believe. Had that one covered. Here is the second. That's a good shot. He had the stick up. I'm not sure if he got a touch on it.
He'll tell us he did.
Yes, that's right. I just think, I know it's only early stages, but I just wonder whether coming out of the back with Sutho with the ball, whether Briars maybe look to try and prevent the ball getting back to Shane Smith. He's been the most, when he's had the ball, he's able to sort of penetrate with those passes. I'm not sure the other group from the Sutherland back sort of 4 or 5 are going to be as, you know, they know what they're doing, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to make those sort of same penetrative passes that he's been able to. As we can see here, it goes to O'Sullivan, the other fullback, and they're sort of playing more short on the other side, whereas Shane seems to be creating a lot more of that attacking play when it goes to him.
We started the game at right half, and since he's gone back to fullback, it definitely have opened a lot more options as they're looking to go down left or the right. So definitely he's creating a lot more opportunities on the ball there now. No, it was too easy for Briars to pick that up. And Xavier Dow earns a free hit.
Be careful though, just giving that ball away cheekily, the Sutherland player. Don't want to be playing with 10 at any stage here. It's quite tight match. Not many opportunities for either side. Obviously Sutherland had a couple there just recently. The ball now in for Briars.
Long corner. Lee Brady hoping for a penalty corner.
Yeah, probably his first touch wasn't quite what he wanted, just bounced a little bit far off his stick, but good position, and that's the thing Lee does very well. He creates good position in that attacking third.
Oh, there's another chance, just deflection onto a foot. Got quite a few people waiting for shout-outs on Facebook. We'll get to you in a moment. This game's just way too fast and close at the moment to take my eyes off all the action. Almost a great turn there from Blake Sharp. Did he still manage to recover? There he is again, working back. There's David Hindmarsh. Just rolling the ball out. Definitely Sutherland seem to be the team that's more composed on the ball, seem to be a lot more patient, throwing the passes around, waiting for an opportunity.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Thanks for all the kind comments about our commentary. Aaron and I Enjoying ourselves here. Not sure if we'll have a voice by the end of PL1. Thanks for the shout outs, Jasmine Brady and Kevin Brady, Josie Nicol, Jack Payton from New Zealand, Trevor Barber watching from Albury, Josie Nicol, Al Cullen, Simon Walk, Tommy Oto. Keep your comments coming, guys. We enjoy reading them.
Al Cullen just asking about James O'Sullivan, the defender. He's probably asking because James is born and bred near Glebe. He's played all his life with Sutherland, so still lives in the inner west. We like to think he wears maroon socks underneath those blue ones. His brother played for Glebe, and James started his Minky career there.
Just get the sense here Sutherland are really imposing themselves through that midfield. Briars aren't making any real inroads in attack. Sutherland happy to throw the ball around, keep those Sutherland strikers running.
Yeah, showing a lot of patience here. Really not too concerned about trying to sort of play at Briars' tempo, just play at their own. And you have to say that they've looked fairly good when they've possessed the ball. There's just been those couple of opportunities that they maybe could have put one away. That one that hit the post, obviously the best chance of them so far.
It's a nice overhead. Gives Briars an opportunity in the attacking third. Just coming up to the final 13 minutes of this first half of the PL2 Grand Final. Score still locked at 0-0 between Sutherland and Briars. Oh, there's a chance.
Almost stopped on that. That's Ema. He made a good lead, then didn't think the ball was going to get to him, but the keeper came out and almost touched it into his way.
Here he goes again, Jake. There's a chance, puts it across the face of goal. It's a nice easy pace for an attacker on that far post, but there was none there.
Yeah, probably a little bit speculative, but there are opportunities. So you just wonder, are Briars going to try and push someone forward? That, like we said, Sutherland haven't conceded a great deal of goals this year, so those sort of little half chances are going to be important.
A few more shout-outs as we're waiting for the ball. Adam Palmer. Karina Kingdom again watching from United States. Michael Brock from Bathurst. Maggie van den Staat from Belgium. And Michael Brock again. Go Briars.
Starting to push their outside group a little bit more forward, Briars, and just sort of opening up a little bit of space in those inside forward type channels.
Great tackle. Sutherland looking for a quick break. That's a great ball. Trent Smith looking for options. Sees two blue shirts in the circle.
Well cleaned up by Blake Jones. Old header there again, but knew the line he had to take. Wasn't able to mark up on the two Sutherland defenders, so just had to get himself in between. He does and does well.
There's definitely trouble brewing if he didn't get down there to clear that out. Well done from the captain.
So Shane on ball again finds the pass.
There's a chance, phone the foot. Plays on, it's a goal! Brendan Sharp. Played the whistle well, he drew the foot. Didn't wait for the whistle. Roosted over the goalkeeper's left shoulder. So it's good ball movement again. Done well to trap it. Finds a foot, plays on. Ball did get his left glove to that.
It's a really good finish, and it made it hard for him shooting near side and high. But I guess the thing, again, it's sort of Shane Smith pulling the strings there on ball and able to find that first pass to Sullivan, who was then able to find that ball through. I think they've just got to try and shut down some of these easy options coming out for Sutherland, for Shane Smith from Sutherland, so that they can limit their opportunities to sort of break at them like that.
So we're just on 10 minutes to go in the first half of the PL2 Grand Final. A great strike from Brendan Sharp. Trapped the ball well on his reverse. Kept over the top of the ball and puts his team in the lead, 1-0. So we've seen in the other games so far today that team leading at half-time has gone on to win, and how important it is to get on the board before half-time. So I'm sure Briars will try and hit back as quickly as they can. Oh, big collision. Time's out there. Call time out. We need to check on the Briars player. I think both players just running at the ball. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, not much in that. It's just I think his head's collided with his shoulder, and they're both playing the ball. Might have opened him up because he's stayed down there. They've basically signalled to the bench to come on. Manager's coming across now.
He was sort of blindsided. He didn't see the Sutherland player was sort of shielded by his teammate. So by the time he sort of ran past his shoulder, he basically ran right into the Sutherland player. So neither player at fault. Just one of those things that happens in hockey. Here we go, manager's come out to check on him and just pulls him to his feet and says, "You're right, buddy, out you go." It's Michael Emer.
Yeah, Michael Emer, his son Adam represented New South Wales, then moved to Queensland for work and played with the Blades in the AHL and ended up playing for Brazil at the Rio Olympics. He's engaged to a Brazilian girl.
That's right, with great experience and opportunity for the Emer family. I know Michael was over there. Looks like that Briars player is okay, just clutching his shoulder and neck. A few more comments just with the break we've got here. Seb Rollings, go Briars. Matt Heatherow. Jason Stevo. We're back with the live action here. Sutherland on the ball. Just coming up to the final 8 minutes of the first half here in the Premier League 2 Grand Final. It's good ball movement again.
Yeah, it is good ball movement, but they're just sort of allowing Solon to dictate that, and it almost started to get stretched a little bit, and I think they could have, the centre forward for Briars could have made a decision a little bit earlier to prevent the ball coming back. Adam Bannister's sort of in the centre half role. He was in a position where he was close enough to push forward and put some pressure on, but because the centre forward didn't go, he didn't release.
Chance for Sutherland. Ball. Zeke Newman just deemed the ball there became dangerous. But again, just some quick ball movement, and they found themselves deep into attack with a couple of guys free behind that final defensive line. They were looking to slip a path through to them. Just the pace of the opening exchange is starting to tell now. No one's in a real hurry to get the ball back for the second half. David Rowland watching from Christchurch. Go over the Briars, he says.
That's fair enough. Thrown into competitive area there. Overhead, so the ball comes back to Briars. It's good defence there. O'Sullivan. Good turnover by Briars. That's Coombs, who's been around the club for a number of years.
There's some good gets from both teams. Some of those 50-50 balls. There's some pretty strong play from the defenders stepping in, making the crucial intercepts from both teams.
Yeah, you'd be taking the unders on TAB.com.au.
Gamble responsibly.
well done again there by Coombs. As I said, he's quite experienced in that left half role, so he's been able to pick up a couple of little turnovers there that were important as Sutherland started to break.
A lot of walking going on now in the final 6 minutes. Be interesting in the second half to hear from what the coaches had to say at half time. It was such a close encounter. We'll cross to Dan at the start of the second half to see what he reports back from the dugouts. Here's a chance now. He just miscommunicated who should get that. Allow the defenders back in.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame as well because they've moved Bannister into that more attacking role. He's made a couple of good inroads.
There's some good pace. Just looked at the wrong spot there. But Christian Halliard, some good pace on the ball. Just as he looked down to make the pass, his teammate just sort of changed his lead. The ball went behind. Luckily they managed to retain possession with a long corner.
So again here, Smith on the ball. It's just probably a little bit too easy. I think there needs to be earlier communication on that right side defensive.
There we go, 2 passes and in the circle.
Yeah.
Defender did well to avoid the corner there.
The right side Briars defence there, they're not really cutting any option into the circle. They're not cutting the option square. They've got to be a little bit more aggressive with the lines that they take and sort of prevent those easy options. It's just 2 passes straight into the circle unopposed.
Ball just out of Ethan Rolling's reach on that occasion. From a very close opening 20 minutes, it's definitely been Sutherland dictating play for the last 15. Bit of pressure on Lane Carr, still finds a pass. Lee Brady thought he was away there. And out comes a card, knocked the ball away. He's not happy about that. Apologies if any fruity language gets out there in Facebook land. Mike affects Mike's pick up everything being said from the bench and the pitch.
Yeah, see again there, Bannister. He's doing well to inject himself through the middle.
Post.
It's just that next option as they break forward. What's happening with it? So just looks a little bit disjointed between the midfield and the front group for Briars. A little bit one out at both ends. And again here, just simple ball back to Smith, and he'll just pick his pass.
With 3 to go in the first half, they'll look to just hold possession. Almost a great pass there. Smith will take his time once again. As well left by Trent Smith, let it overlap. Back to Smith. Shane Smith.
Could have been dangerous, that miss there by Briars, but
neither team able to pick up that bouncing ball. Michael Sharkey missed as well.
it's hard to see on the footage, but I mean the Briars free defender is basically free. He's not really cutting the line because the centre half is a free man as well. That's what I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive with how they push out. Interesting ball across forward, under the pressure.
There's Michael Tran.
Got first grade experience, Michael, 7 clubs.
There's a good reverse stick trap under pressure.
Clever, but almost stick obstruction, I would almost say. But,
I picked a fair bit of stick obstruction there from Lane Carr, but nevertheless, into attack now.
Good turn.
Oh, great save. Still on for them. And it's gone in. With 1 minute to go in the first half, Briars tied up here in the PL2 Grand Final. Number 24, Darren Alsop.
Yeah, it might have started from, looked like Ruben Corey, absolutely fantastic turn and spin. A nice little touch there from Lee Brady. Great save by the goalkeeper, but the rebound, he wasn't able to make the follow-up save on the rebound. Good finish.
It was good. As we said, nice touch, Lee Brady. Just sneaking there in front of the goalkeeper. Didn't get that deflection through. But Darren Alsop, nice and composed, took his time. Nice solid hit. Keeper almost got through to it. Max Hughes. But Alsop manages to tie the game up just before half-time. As I was saying earlier, probably a crucial goal. Make sure his team is on par with Sutherland, who honestly have had probably the better chances and dominated most of this first half. But both teams will go in the half-time break in an extremely entertaining first half. That 1-1. Oh, here's a chance now for Sutherland. Ethan rolling there, wasn't able to make a connection.
There was a good opportunity there. Poor turnover coming out for Briars. But
it was opportunistic. Michael Sharkey picked that up. Just couldn't find Ethan Rolling. Couldn't make it stick. Here we go. The final 4 seconds of the first half. Last chance for Briars. But there's a half-time hooter in a very entertaining first half of hockey in the Premier League 2 Grand Final. Sutherland and Briars deadlocked at 1-1. We'll take a quick break here on our live stream. We'll be back with a new post in a few moments with all the highlights, stats from the first half. We'll see you soon.